Well, I'm packing up my game and I'ma head out west, where real women come equipped with scripts and fake breasts. Find a nest in the hills, chill like Flint. Buy an old drop top, find a spot to pimp. And I'm a kid rocking up and down your block, but with a bottle of scotch and watch lots of crotch. Buy a yacht with a flag saying chillin' the most. Then rock that bitch up and down the coast. Give a toast to the sun, drink with the stars. Get thrown in the mix, tongues got a bars. Sip the Tijuana, I wanna roam. Find Old Town, till the blues and come back home. Start an escort service for all the right reasons. And set up shop at the top of Four Seasons. Kid rockin' up the real McCoy, and I'm headed out west, sucker, because I wanna be a cowboy, baby. With a top hat and the sunshine shining, cowboy, baby. West Coast chill with the moon is riding, cowboy, baby. Riding at night 'cause I sleep on king, cowboy, baby. I can smell the beat from a mile away.
Ow! Ow, what am I saying? Ace Nation! I am longtime independent wrestling fan Robert. Redemption in Bogota was a great way to kick off 2018 for American Championship Entertainment. We begin on a somber note as there was a 10-bell salute for Brandon Kaplan, aka Spiral, who passed away last month at the young age of, I believe he was only about 25, 26 years old, after he was paralyzed back in 2011. May the man rest in peace. Well, the main show begins with the broadcast team of Cheyenne Ortiz and Classic Mikey D, and they're running down some of the matches for the show, and they mentioned the main event, which is the Devil's Outlaw Stockade against Cowboy James Storm. And eventually they bring up Stockade's best friend, Bo Pritchard, and Bo comes out and he's presenting some of the fans with cowboy hats, including, this is the particular one that Bo placed on my head. And he comes to the ring with like two hats left, and he puts one on Cheyenne and puts one on Classic Mikey D over the hat that Mikey was already wearing. And the three of them leave the ring, and Bo actually, Bo was helping to commentate the show with Cheyenne and Mikey. But the action gets underway as we kick off the show with Romeo Castillo as he went one-on-one with Jorge Santi, and Romeo Castillo was victorious over Jorge Santi. The second match of the night, we see the seasoned indie wrestling journeyman Crowbar as he defeated El Bobo Skylar Andrews. Wait, is it Skylar with a K or Siler without a K? I keep getting a little messed up on that one. Up next, we saw tag team action as the Punk Relics, Jaden Vallow and Ugo, they defeated Johnny Angel, and unless I'm mistaken, making his ace debut was Timothy Plasma. Excuse me. Then it was next we had what was going to be a triple threat match, ended up a six-way match as Anthony Silva defeated Ricky Duke, the Master Wes Draven, the Man You Can Trust Evander James, Steve Pena, and the lit superstar Sebastian Cage to become the new Fight for Flight champion. At that point, they went to intermission. Didn't seem too long this time, unlike Crossroads 13 last month. We get back to the action as we see the Brooklyn Outlaw Mike Donovan as he defeated the Puerto Rican powerhouse Astro Morales. Very good match those two had with each other. Next up, we saw Alvin Alvarez defeat Joe Scott. I apologize if I got his name wrong. He came out wearing a kilt, a la the late Rowdy Roddy Piper. Then, in a great battle of big men, the Jurassic Juggernaut Vince Steele went one-on-one with Adam Payne. And during the, I think the early going of the match, I I noticed Steele was grinding or gyrating towards these three good-looking chicks sitting across the room from me, and right next to those chicks were two little kids who I guess were not impressed with Steele's moves towards the ladies. During the match, Danny Pagan's entrance music starts playing, and Steele's daring Pagan to come out. But then the music stops. Steele goes back to work on Adam, and Adam eventually capitalized, hitting. I forgot what Adam calls that move. It's a very impressive move and very impressive to hit it on a man of Vince Steele's size. And Adam Payne scored the pinfall to become the new Diamond Division champion. And then in the main event of the evening, the Devil's Outlaw Stockade went one-on-one with Cowboy James Storm. Very good matchup. These two actually surprisingly, they went into the crowd. Somebody grabbed a drink, and giving some of us an unwanted shower with it. And then at that point, Storm is right. They were right by the bar, and Storm says, "Hey, why are we fighting? We should be drinking." And they both had a beer right there from the bar, and I think they spit some of that beer out as they were going at it. And eventually I think Storm used somebody's sneaker on Stockade, and they eventually went back to the ring. Adam Payne eventually comes out, preventing. Actually, I forgot. Wait. Rewind. I forgot who accidentally hit referee Chris Shady Torres. But Stockade grabbed one of those wooden chairs. But Adam Payne comes out and grabs a chair from Stockade, preventing him from using it. And then Bo Pritchard left the commentary table, and I don't know if he had water or beer, and he accidentally spit some of it in Stockade's face. James Storm had a super kick and pinned Stockade to win the match. And great way for Ace Pro Wrestling to kick off 2018. Very fun show. And see where they go from here. Great talk with Adam Payne during intermission. Great talk with former ring announcer Kenny before the show. And as I was telling you, Kenny, I hope the way the set or the stage. The set was set up for this show, unlike Crossroads 13. I hope it stays the way you had it for Redemption. Great seeing Mike Morgan as well. Oh, Riviera Maya on Fort Lee Road. They got some good food. And I stopped at Andy's Corner Bar on Queens Anne Road after the show, since I didn't want to freeze for so long waiting for that bus. And by the way, while I'm on the subject of the bus, I know I mentioned about you could take the 168 bus down there, but you could also take the 167 bus from the Port Authority in New York City, get off at DeGraw Avenue and Beach Street, and it's a 10-minute walk from there as well to the show, if and when Ace returns to Bogota. There was no announcement as to the next show. Ryan Peterson just told everyone to just keep an eye on social media for any announcements regarding future events. However, even though there was no announcement for the next show, at the very next Ace Pro Wrestling event, I would like to see the newly crowned Diamond Division champion Adam Payne go one-on-one with the Devil's Outlaw Stockade. I'd like to see Astro Morales, Mike Donovan 2, please. Ooh. I had I don't know how much in terms of merchandise keeps coming around. Kenny was talking to me that there's merchandise someone's always coming up with merchandise. I don't know if it's Mike Morgan himself, but I have a good idea for a t-shirt. How about this? You could put the Ace logo and it could say, Ace is the place for great wrestling. Now, one thing I want to address in terms of Ace Pro Wrestling, why hasn't the tag team championship has not been defended at the show since what? Heatwave back in July or August back at Anarchy back in August? You know, because the last tag team champions of record were Jorge Santi and Steve Pena, who both were in separate matches for Redemption. I mean, what's going on here? I mean, we're going to strip them of the belts or try to start from scratch the tag division? Yeah, I don't understand what the ordeal is there. By the way, those dark-haired chicks who Vince Steele was gyrating at, they were good looking, I will say that. Oh, I forgot to mention it was great seeing NYWC co-owner Shane. I noticed NYWC champion Bull James in the building. Longtime NYWC manager Crusher Dugan. And surprisingly, don't know about Classic Mikey D, but Cheyenne kept his hat on throughout the show as he was commentating the action. And because they were positioned across the room from where I was sitting. Another thing, after having such a big crowd for Crossroads last month, I don't understand why the crowd shrunk. I don't know if it's due to football playoffs, the cold weather itself, or possibly everybody was broke after the holidays, or perhaps those who came to Crossroads last month were somehow not impressed with the action. I don't understand. I mean, what does it take to get a crowd at Ace Pro Wrestling anymore? And anybody out there know where I could go buy seat cushions? You know, because no matter what wrestling show I go to, sometimes I'm sitting on a chair that's, very rough on the backside. And also, since I am on the subject of, crowd sizes and shit, I have not used a megaphone at an Ace show since 2012. If there were more people sitting near me at the show, I would have used my megaphone for this very event. Oh, and Adam Payne, I wonder, do you think we're ever going to find out who your number one anti-fan Banky Bruce really is? I wonder if we're ever going to get to the bottom of that particular mystery. Great talking with Chris Shady Torres at intermission. Great seeing John Harder. Who else do I remember now? Oh, how can I forget? Great talking with Dan Acosta before the show began. And kudos Mike Morgan for giving James the second poster of the show, considering that nobody claimed the raffle number to give away the second poster that was given away because somebody won the first one. Let's see. Anything else I can come up with? Or anything I can think of? Oh, actually, folks, anybody know, I understand that when Crowbar came out for his match, he came out to the song Perfect Strangers. It was not the Deep Purple's version, which the franchise Shane Douglas was known for using in ECW. Anybody know which version of Perfect Strangers Crowbar came out to? It's not the theme of the television show, in case anybody's wondering. And I really missed that TV show, by the way. It was a great, funny show. But yeah, I'd like to know who sang that version of Perfect Strangers that Crowbar came to the ring to. And also, anybody know what Mike Donovan's theme is? I can't recognize the performers on that one. Yeah, but Ace Pro Wrestling is hopefully is really going to get back on track. And even though no date was announced for the next show, I can't wait to be back.